What's up, basketball fans? My name is Josh and I am back with a brand new video. Players and coaches get into arguments all the time. In fact, it could actually be a good thing. But what if I told you there was an NBA star who almost killed his coach? This is the story of Latrell Sprewell and the time he nearly choked PJ Carleismo to death. Now, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that sub button to stay up to date with the NBA videos. Latrell Sprewell was drafted in the 1992 NBA draft by the Golden State Warriors. He came into the NBA and made an immediate impact. In his first season in the league, he started 69 of his first 77 games and averaged 15 points a game. Sprewell only got better from there. He would end up leading the Warriors in scoring and made the All-Star team in 1994, 1995, and 1997. He was also good enough to be named to the All-NBA First Team in 1994. With the help of Chris Webber, he even led the Warriors back to the playoffs. Sprewell was a special talent. He was one of those guys that people looked at and thought, one day that guy will be in the Hall of Fame. But even though he accomplished all these great things, there was one incident that ruined his career. That brings me to December 1st, 1997. Throughout the 90s, the Warriors had up and down seasons. Some years they made the playoffs and succeeded, and some years they were just flat out awful. In 1997, they were having a rough season and struggled to win games and just play together as a team. The more and more the Warriors were losing, the larger the uproar was in the locker room. Players didn't like each other, some players didn't like the coaches didn't like the players. It was just a mess. But the biggest dispute was between Latrell Sprewell and PJ Carleismo. PJ had just become the coach of the Golden State Warriors and a lot of the players weren't fans of him. Tensions between PJ Carleismo and Latrell Sprewell had been building for weeks prior. Just 3 weeks before December 1st, Carleismo had benched Sprewell in a game versus the Lakers. The Warriors were trailing big time and Sprewell was seen joking and laughing on the bench. Carleismo called him a joke and benched him. Sprewell, of course, was not happy. 3 weeks later, Carleismo continued to probe with Sprewell. He told him several times that he wasn't passing the ball sharply. One of the Warriors players said he was telling him that he wasn't throwing passes hard enough. It's embarrassing when a coach does that to you. And Sprewell took that to heart. He was not in the mood for any type of criticism, especially while they were struggling. After Carleismo's comments, Sprewell started jawing at him. Then, Sprewell reached out and choked Carleismo with his bare hands and began to drag him backwards by the throat. He even threatened to kill him. After some time, the team managed to separate Sprewell and Carleismo and they kicked Spree out of practice. But that wasn't the end of the story. Latrell went to the locker room, took a shower, put on his street clothes, and came back out 20 minutes later. And when he came out, he charged Carleismo once again, but this time, he punched him on the right side of his face. Carleismo got rocked by Latrell Sprewell, and Sprewell finally left practice. Now, the whole situation was kept low-key by the players and coaches on the Warriors. They did not want any of this information to be out to the public, but that's exactly what ended up happening. Initially, the Warriors had suspended Latrell Sprewell for 10 games. They didn't tell anybody why. But you guys know the media, you guys know the NBA, they had to go investigate the story. And over time, the media heard some things, the NBA heard some things, and the NBA launched a full-on investigation on the situation. And they found out exactly what Latrell had done. He was suspended the entire season for his actions. And the Warriors ended up voiding his $23.7 million contract. And just like that, the guy who had made 3 All-Star teams, the All-NBA First Team, was out of Oakland, and his reputation was simply just tarnished.
I never really got a chance to tell my side of the story. There were times where I reached out and tried to reach out to try to rectify the situation here at Golden State. I was willing to meet with the team and the league after being suspended, and it just seemed like no one wanted to hear what I had to say. My career didn't happen overnight, and I don't think that it should have been taken away from me overnight.
Sprewell was traded to the New York Knicks in hopes for a fresh start, But he really never recovered from this whole situation. He still put up good numbers in New York, not good enough to make an all-star team, but good enough to be a respectable player, but that didn't matter. Everyone remembered him as the guy who almost killed his coach. Sprewell would later play for the Minnesota Timberwolves, where he was a lot more consistent, but at that point it was too late. His reputation was beyond gone. Nobody respected Latrell Sprewell because they knew what he had done and they knew what he was capable of. Players were kind of scared of him, coaches were kind of scared of him, and front offices were kind of wary about signing him. In 2005, he was a free agent, and teams like the Denver Nuggets, Cleveland Cavaliers, and Houston Rockets all had interest in signing him, but nobody actually did. And just like that, his career was officially over. He put up some really good numbers in his career. He averaged 18 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists over the 900 games that he played, but nobody remembers that. Everyone remembers what he did to PJ Carleismo on December 1st, 1997. So that's the story of Latrell Sprewell, the NBA star who almost killed his coach. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, also hit that like button. There's going to be a ton more NBA videos coming up, so stay tuned for that. But that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm out. Peace.